Hi, this is Peggy, getting ready to show you how to make another dinner. Tonight we're going to be fixing prawns with garlic, lemon, olive oil marinade, then cooked on the barbecue. We'll have pasta on the side and fresh broccoli. Chef Willie's busy prepping things right now, and we'll get right back to you. Did you find some wine? Well, what do you have there?
I have a special wine tonight. It's the Kenwood Syrah, the Jack London collection. It's 2010.
Ooh.
And it's absolutely delightful out of my cellar. I've had it for a while, so it should be really good.
Sounds good.
Almighty, almighty. This is absolutely delightful. Come with me. I'm going to show you the marinade, which in a lot of ways, it's a dressing. It's the most versatile dressing you can ever make. It's fresh, it's crisp, it's clean, and you can do so many different things with it. You can make it as a dressing for the salad. You can marinate prawns, chicken, just a variety of things that you can do with it. And it is delightful, it keeps well, it holds well, it's easy to make. There's no preservatives or additives, and it holds for a long time. So what we're gonna start with is I'm gonna show you how to make that dressing. Come with me back here to my beautiful kitchen. To start with, what I have here is about 3 medium cloves of garlic, about a half tablespoon of salt. So what I'm gonna smash these, because what I wanna do is to extract the oil, not the garlic itself. That's what makes it smooth and tasty and sweet. Otherwise, if you leave it in chunks, in the raw form, it gets too bitter. So it doesn't give that same effect. So I'm gonna show you how you turn these cloves of garlic right there into a mushy, oily paste. Okay, here we go. First, so you put it right down here to smash it just a bit on each one of those. Smash it. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can be creative, like using the bottom of a ketchup bottle or some kind of a glass bottle. But if you do that, make sure your bowl is stainless steel, something's not breakable. Now, let me show you how to check this, okay? Okay, you want to keep pounding it until, and use a little muscle here, because until it becomes so pasty and oily, you can see how it's already starting to transform that to a pasty, oily. We're getting the oil all we can. Okay, check that. Okay, that doesn't take long at all. See what I'm saying? Okay, see that? Now what we do, I have a fresh squeezed lemon juice, about a half a cup of that, and just add it to it. And then try to kind of dilute and mix all that like so. With me, we're gonna put another about a half a cup of olive oil in there too, maybe 1/3. Now this is the dressing. This dressing right now, you can put it on cucumber, tomato, lettuce dressing for a salad. You can also use this if you want to get some chicken. You can cube it, or chicken breast, or chicken thighs, and you can marinate that, which hopefully down the road will show you how to barbecue that stuff, okay? And there's so many other dishes that you can use that. So normally what I do, I make this dressing, now I have it, so I'm gonna marinate the prawns with it, but I also have it also always ready at home, sitting on the counter. If I ever need it, it's right there. Takes no time at all, it's always nice and fresh. And it holds for a week, 2 weeks, it will be just perfect. Now I got these prawns. These what I call a 13-15 count, which means there's 13 or 15 pieces of prawns to the pound. Of course you can use whatever size prawns you want to do. Now what you're going to notice with these are, they are already cut and deveined. Cut. So I'm going to show you these prawns. Like I said, they are like the 13-15. Most of them, when they come in, they come as one piece. What you do, you take your scissor and you open that a little bit, and you're going to end up with something looking like that. And these, and normally, right down in the middle here, there's a vein. So you want to take that out. That's the nasty stuff. So these are already cleaned and deveined, like as you can tell. Okay.
Did you buy them that way, or
You can buy them that way, or you can buy them that's not deveined. So you can buy smaller prawns or larger prawns, but I like the size of these because they cook quick and they stay nice and moist. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So that's what we're doing. Now I got about a dozen of these here. So I take a little some of that dressing that I just made. That's good here. So I'm going to use some of it, and I'm going to save some for whatever we want to do later on. So throw some of the marinade in there, make sure there's a little lemon in there and olive oil. Okay. And I have about half a cup of chopped parsley. Throw it in there, and I just mix it all together. And by the time you get them all shook up and marinated, that's going to be looking like that. Now, you do not want to marinate those more than half an hour, 45 minutes, because of the juice, the lemon and citrus, they start cooking the fish, and you don't want to do that, okay? So now I let them sit, keep them in the refrigerator for about, as I said, 20 minutes to half an hour, and then I will skewer them and put them on the barbecue. Okay, now while I'm waiting for the prawns to get marinated, we're going to serve some broccoli. And most of the times, people, they just cut them into florets and they throw them in the pot and whatever they want to do with them. And always leaves that little skin on it that makes it really, really tough. So what you want to do is you want to take that little outer layer, as you can see here, with a sharp knife. You can do this with this, or you can also use a potato peeler if you want to use a potato peeler to do that. So the end result is going to look like that, as you can see. Okay, see how this is all done? So what leaves is a nice, exposes a nice tender pulp of the stem from that broccoli, okay? It doesn't take long. As soon as I'm done from these, I'm gonna blanch them real quick, because otherwise it'll be too raw to put them in anywhere else. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I put all the broccoli in water and put it in the stove, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna blanch them. Now, and remember something when you do something like that, you don't wanna overcook it, because a lot of people, what they do, they overcook it, it becomes really mushy. You wanna maintain the crispness without the crunchy, like a raw. Nothing wrong with that, but if you want to present it, cook it with a meal, you want it to be a little cooked. Not only that, by doing this, because the vegetable is already dead, now what I'm trying to do is bring it back to life. And you're gonna see the change in the color when I do that. And then I saute it with a little bit of olive oil and a little seasoning, and that's all you need, because you wanna maintain, you don't wanna, whatever you do to overcome the taste of the fresh broccoli, okay? Now, while I'm waiting for the broccoli to get blanched, and then when I'm waiting for the prawns to get being marinated, boiling water, put a few squeezes of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and we're gonna cook the pasta so it'll be al dente. We don't want to kill it, all right? That's depends on how much you want to do. Since only my bride and I tonight. Now we want to do with this here, when you put them right down there, oops, just give it a little bit, loosen them up a little bit and let them cook. Normally it takes about 10-15 minutes maybe, it depends on the temperature of the water. Okay, as you can see already how vivid the color of the broccoli is, so beautiful. Look at it, just changing. It's bringing that color back to life. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely magnificent. Okay, we're just gonna let it boil till the stock here gets a little, the pulp of it gets a little bit tender. And you have to remember, you know, if you don't cook them right away, they continue to cook. So if you want to do that process ahead of time, you can do that ahead of time. But when you take it off, you want to have a cold ice bath so it stops the cooking. Now it's be ready, so when you're ready to finish it at the end, it's ready to go. Okay. So these are done, and you can tell how nice, just enough play in them. Look at the color. So what I'm gonna do with that right now, I'm gonna run a bunch of cold water ice it. I don't want it to cook anymore. So you can put a bunch of ice in there and let it sit, but we're gonna eat it now. We don't, so I just keep draining it and draining it until.
How long would you estimate it took for it to cook?
It took about 8 to 10 minutes. It depends, but if you cut them that size, that's what you do. Otherwise, if you keep them big bunches, you don't, because eventually you're gonna have to cut them anyway. Okay, so now these are done, and I'm sitting in, let it cool off. But the nice thing about it is you can do all that ahead of time. Now, after these have been marinated, the prawns, we'll put them on a skewer. The way you skewer them, as you can see, from the bottom of the tail to the top of the tail, not in the middle. Just stick it right down this way and up that way and screw it down. This way, it's easy when you flip them on the barbecue, they don't play and you don't lose the balance of them. Okay, 1, 2, you can put 4, 5, or 6, whatever, on the barbecue.
Depends on the length of your skewer.
Voila. And now we just repeat the process. And then you take whatever left over of that marinade and just put on top of that until you're ready to put them on the barbie. Now the pasta is done, so I'm going to strain it like so. And because I'm going to cook it, we're going to eat it right now. So I'm going to rinse it just a little bit with cold water. To stop cooking it. You don't want the pasta to keep cooking. Okay. Now here's the neat thing about this meal. You can make the dressing ahead of time. You can make it a day or two ahead of time. You can prepare and prep your broccoli ahead of time. You can do your pasta ahead of time. So, but if you do the pasta ahead of time, you can do it a day or 2 days prior to that if you want to. Is when you cook it, you want to make sure if you're going to store it in a cold place, put a little bit of olive oil in it and mix it all together so it doesn't get stuck together and make one big clump. This way it's nice and easy to pull it. So when you're ready for dinner, all you have to do is marinate your shrimp, skewer them, saute your broccoli, finish your pasta, however you want to do. I'll give you a couple of hints. And voila, you're done. So the whole thing about this meal, it makes it so easy and for everybody, especially if you have a busy day, if you have a bunch of kids running around or whatever the case may be, or if you want to do it for a guest or a party down the line when we get over this stupid thing, And then you can do it. You can prep all that stuff way ahead of time. So when time comes to fix the dinner, put it together, should take you about 10 minutes maybe. So that's the beauty about this meal. So now I got the barbecue going really hot. So what I want to do is take those, stick them right on top of the barbecue, like so. As you can tell, it'll probably take about 5 to 8 minutes before these are done. Okay? Notice when you're ready. So you notice how you get it done. See the tails are starting to get a little red. The whole shell of that, it will start turning really red as well. So that gives you the whole first indication that these are just almost being done. You see it's starting to get a little white around them too as well. While the prawns are on the barbecue, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna finish the pasta. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, maybe a couple of teaspoons of olive oil, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the broccoli. Okay. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of water, maybe about quarter cup of water. Just keep it nice and moist. And bring them up. Now, and this comes the secret. Spice. That's my spice. Some of my privileged friends have that because I'm a nice guy, I let them have it. But most of you don't. So what you could use, you can make your own mix with a little garlic, little salt, little pepper, whatever, and for your pasta. And I will put a generous amount.
You could use a seasoned salt,
You can use seasoned salt too.
like Lowry's is a good one.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here, because that stuff that I have here is phenomenal. Okay. And then I'm just gonna work it together. That's all I have to do. See? Just get it hot. Same thing with this baby here. Okay, you might want to use a bigger pan if you're making a lot of it. But I normally do with the same pan that I blanch the broccoli in it. You just want to get them hot, basically. That's about the extent. Make sure don't cover them, because if you cover them, you may be steaming them, and then that kills it. It kills the whole broccoli. It makes it brown and it takes too mushy. Okay? Just takes a few minutes, that's all you need. See the color how it's changing now? Look at that. Just wait for a little couple more, about 4 or 5 minutes, and then it should be done. These, how they're supposed to look like. Okay. Got it? So now the pasta is hot. I'll put a little bit of the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese in it. And stir real quick just before I serve it. You don't want to do it way ahead of time, otherwise they're too clumpy. And I just put it on the plate like so. Oh, the smell. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at that. Mmm. Now you tell me. Isn't that decadence or what? Decadent. And I'll get the broccoli. Like so. Not pretty? Look at that. That's how we eat all the time. I'll treat my bride to a nice dinner. that. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that Parmesan Reggiano cheese on top, like so. Okay. Oh, did I leave that napkin? You take the prawns. You don't want to burn yourself. Check that baby out. You tell me. There you have it. Now comes the test. The way I like to do those prawns, I don't like to use a knife and a fork. I just like to take them, as you see, like so. See how easy the shell comes off. Take that out. Disregard the end of it.
Just so you know, when I eat them, I use a knife and a fork.
My Lord, my
Because
Lord.
I don't really like getting it all over my fingers.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you why.
And they taste just as good to me.
For me, what makes it taste good is that.
Well, bon appetit.
Cheers. Bon appetit. Stay healthy. Eat well. Love one another. Love you. Bye.
Did I say more?